So how does HD voice compare? This graphic shows on the horizontal axis the frequency response. Obviously you've got 3.4 kilohertz down to 300 hertz for the voice band circuit. This is the way conventional GSM works. The HD voice extends that from 50 to 7 kilohertz, as we've already said. The vertical axis here shows the quality of the sound. It uses a technique called mushra. This is used within the telecoms industry and as a way of measuring subjective quality of audio. As you can see, HD voice achieves a figure of 80. This, of course, is only done at the rate you would normally get in mobile phones, not at the reduced rates. And the subjective quality of standard GSM is considerably lower at about 45. In the case of a reduction of bit rate in a poor signal area, both of these figures will reduce, so you would expect them to reduce proportionally. In other words, you will still get a better result from HD voice, but it will reduce proportionately. So what you're all probably interested in knowing is what is the difference in sound between the two?
This is an audio recording from the new Glensound MPI 004 HD Reporter's mobile phone. Using Glensound HD, you are able to achieve up to 7 kHz audio bandwidth over a 3G network.
This is a normal 2G GSM call using the Glensound GS MPI 004.
I think you'll agree that gives a fairly good demonstration of just how much better using 3G with HD voice is over a conventional call. I don't think many of us would be very happy with trying to do a commentary using a conventional mobile phone codec, but using HD voice, in fact, several broadcasts have already been done using HD voice for commentary on rugby matches. So, how does it work? Is it going to be awkward for us to use in practice? Well, the answer is no. So long as you are working currently within the same network, and you have two HD voice enabled phones, one at each end, you simply make a call in the way you would make any other call and it will connect in HD mode. If you call a phone which is not HD voice enabled or across a network where HD voice can't be passed, the call will still connect. It will simply connect at standard mobile phone technology voice band. It's worth pointing out here that the other advantage of using the voice channels as opposed to using packet data for transfer is that you get 7 kHz audio bandwidth, but in this case with a telephony quality of service. It connects in the same way as any other mobile phone call. Therefore, if you're in a busy area, you will find that as the traffic increases, your packet data services will become unreliable, but if you have an HD voice call in progress, you have effectively a switched circuit, so your data integrity stays up. So long as you're owning that particular voice channel at the time, your service will continue at the same level. And it's worth pointing out that there was a broadcast done from Glastonbury Festival last year with roughly 150,000 people on site, all presumably updating their social network status, and the broadcast went ahead without a single glitch. As I was saying earlier, telephone quality of service is of course guaranteed. The other thing that's quite nice about using HD voice is that your normal call tariffs apply. So many call tariffs within the same network give you free calls between the same operator's phones. So therefore, once you've paid for your initial tariff, you can broadcast for as long as you like without incurring additional costs. This is not necessarily the same with packet data services. So, from our perspective, what is the problem in terms of availability? Well, the thing that limits availability is transcoding, which occurs often between networks. So in the top part of this graphic, you'll see the chain for the audio to pass. So you have an analog to digital converter running, in this case, at 8 kilohertz on a standard voice band call. It goes through an encoder. This would be, of course, the standard AMR codec. It then has to go through a transcoder, and in the centre of the graphic you'll see we're running at 64 kilobits per second. This would be the standard telephony network. Now obviously the standard telephony network will only run at 3.5 kilohertz, so that's the maximum quality we can achieve. Of course, if we were using HD voice, the transcoders would filter our audio down to 3.5 kilohertz, push it through the network, and at the other end, that's the best you could do it in quality terms. Now, the bottom half of the graphic shows how HD voice works. In HD voice, the centre section is now within the same network and is a transparent circuit. So the full 13 kilobits per second is transferred transparently between the two phones, and therefore HD voice code continues without any interruption or transcoding. So current UK voice availability is on the Orange network and the 3 network. This is set to change soon as other networks will start to adopt the technology. Currently there is no interworking between networks, so you must make a call inside the Orange network or inside the 3 network to make it work. Again, the telcos are intending to try and get interworking going between them. The impetus for doing this, of course, is nothing to do with us as broadcasters, but very much to do with consumers and providing a better quality of service. If your network produces a better sound quality, you're likely to tell your friends. So this shows us international availability. All of these countries have HD voice services on one of their networks at least, and new countries are being added regularly to this list. This doesn't help us crossing borders, but certainly within any particular country, if you're using HD voice, say for a talkback circuit locally, then you can buy a local SIM card and it will work. So, sort of things we can use this for in the broadcasting arena. Of course, you can do quick news reports, supply your reporter with one of these phones. If he's always got it in his kit, something impromptu happens, he can drive off to the event or travel to an incident and produce a reasonable quality contribution to cover that event. Sports commentary is another obvious application. As I said earlier, there are already live commentary being supplied for rugby matches. So again, a call back to the studio could be anywhere within the country, and you can do an hour's broadcasting without any problems at all. Other things you can do, even if you've got your broadcast truck on site with HD voice in the broadcast truck and a mobile unit for your reporter, you can go and do a pitch side interview, follow somebody down into the changing rooms, whatever. Anywhere you can get a mobile call through to, you can get a report back or an interview back. With outside broadcast vehicles, as I said, you can install a unit inside the vehicle, and you can use it for IFB channels or talkback. This doesn't have to be to a broadcast mobile phone. It could be to the reporter's own HD voice enabled phone with a suitable earpiece. One of the main reasons for using a broadcast quality phone is getting the front ends right. As we all know, nothing really substitutes for a decent headset with a noise cancelling mic and professional broadcast quality mic amplifiers and dynamics processors. So, as I say, in-ear monitoring. The other application, of course, which enhances your reliability, is to keep a system in the broadcast truck for backup. Worst case, if you lose all other links, you can at least get a mobile phone call back through at HD voice quality and get something on air. So what we have here is actually a short recording of live commentary from a rugby match.
Very good afternoon, Ed, and it's a lovely sunny day in London, I can tell you that. So Tristan Roberts, right-footed then. It's, let's see, it's going to be 9 metres in from the right-hand touchline. One giant stride out from the 22. Tristan Roberts kicking away to the post.
So in summary, HD Voice is a commercial name for AMR wideband codec. It gives you 7 kilohertz of audio bandwidth. The number of service providers is rapidly increasing, and it has many practical applications for you as broadcasters. Thank you for listening. It was Paul Grant of Glensound Electronics, and I'm open to questions. Yeah, there are a number of handsets available today which have HD voice capability. A number of the Samsung Galaxy range have it. There is a website that is worth looking at called gsacom.com. This is a sort of industry body, but anybody can go on there and look at the information. They have constantly updated lists of availabilities of both networks and phones. So it's being included in standard mobile phone technology, even though not many people are actually on networks which use it. Although if you have a Samsung Galaxy and you make calls within your Orange network, it will connect to HD. Any other questions? No? You all right? Okay, thank you very much.